get him out of there. Hostile activity in the area is very likely, so keep your heads up.
Shout out to my garbage internet for dropping the stream for that. Operation Dark God. Recover the Resistance operative, recover and extract the Resistance operative, and extract all XCOM operatives. Tunnels under Beijing. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save at the top of this.
The Resistance VIP is hiding in the tunnels not far from your position. One of their field operatives is also on site to assist you in the rescue. Firebrand is standing by, but be careful. We'll have limited opportunities to set up a viable extraction point down there.
So I'm just going to save and get ready to, or just, I won't make this a long break, but I do want to, if I delay it any longer, then I'm just going to have to end the stream. So, yeah, I'm sorry to do it so abruptly, but I will be back as soon as I can. And sorry, just give me a second here. Apparently, it says nobody's watching, which I know isn't true. I have no idea what to make of that on Twitch, but I will put up the break sign and be back momentarily. All right, thank you everybody for your patience. Looks like Twitch is recognizing some kind of activity, but I think basically that outage more or less killed the stream. So I'll still go through with this one mission here. I feel like I should try and end on a better note than, than that black site mission.
Copy that.
It's a little dark here for me to be doing a big move like that, but some problem with this particular move. Well, this'll do.
I must move quickly.
I wanted to basically I wanted to see if I had. Oh, there is a door there. Damn it. Okay.
Stepping off.
I'm concerned that for the next turn, whatever enemies were sort of in this area will reveal themselves.
Already there.
I do still want to try and
Location confirmed.
Get around the edge if I can, so.
Aliens move nearby.
Interesting. Okay.
Commander, remember, no matter how tough things get down here, we can't evac until we complete the mission.
So this doesn't seem like a particularly easy fight. But I also don't think... In fact, the real hurt here is not having a... I feel so dumb doing that, but... yeah, so the big worry I have here... sorry, I keep repeating this line and then...
Good to go.
Not finishing. Basically, the fact that there's that robotic unit, that's the one that's causing me a bit of stress.
Moving to designated coordinates. Roger, I've got my eyes on. Headed there now. Got it covered. Good copy. Moving on target. Scanning. I am on watch.
Okay, so I definitely have some ideas here. Ah, crap.
I've spotted an alien patrol.
I don't love this, but...
On Overwatch. Overwatch. Overwatch.
Please tell me I did not. Okay, cool. So the reason I did that
One of many.
is I'm expecting the ranger to take out the sectoid and everybody else focus down the... Oh my god, nobody's Overwatch triggered. No! I'm an idiot! I needed to open the door! Sorry, also occurred to me I had chat closed for a little bit. Alright. So yeah, the big dilemma I have here is I'd like, if possible... Actually, you know what? It's like a little bit of a waste, but...
I'm on it.
I'm just gonna let the two, I'm gonna let the two specialists do their thing. So again, the aim here is to make sure that the Overwatches
No one will mourn them.
are hitting the robot where they can. That's a big assumption that I'm going to be able to...
We're busted!
Oh! I get it now.
Need to get a closer look.
So Dragonova didn't trigger the
Target disabled.
response.
I've got it.
That's a good start, but not quite enough. So I do think this ranger's in some trouble, but... Oh no, and I don't have the combat protocol. Alright, I really messed this up. So I think the best I can hope for here is an aid protocol on Jane Kelly.
Enemy destroyed.
That was lucky.
Can't take much more of this.
Yeah. Well,
They found us.
at least they didn't do the coup de grace on the... on the
They're
ranger.
all over me. Enemies on the move. They're flanking us.
I don't see that being worth the attempt.
Enemy destroyed.
I mean, a lot of this depends on...
Kill confirmed. Moving out. Looks like they called in some friends. We have the package and we're moving to
VIP
deliver.
identity confirmed. Firebrand is setting up for evac. We've got multiple contacts closing on your position. It's an ambush. Hold your ground.
Okay. Only have a little time to prepare for that. I am slightly more inclined to set up and protect in this room. It's going to be tricky to get everyone in position.
Headed there now.
So we'll set up.
I'm on it.
We'll set up the Overwatch because we can. I am somewhat inclined to go back to Shadow, but
let the hunt begin.
Yes, actually this makes a lot of sense.
Covering ground.
So yeah, this is definitely going to be tricky because everybody's sort of out of position.
They're on the move. I've got eyes on an admin position.
Locks.
I got nothing. Got some advent here.
For not.
I'm not gonna lie, that high ground is pretty miserable there
Enemies
too.
moving on our position.
Okay, so one thing I think I can do to make life a little bit better for me is to chuck a grenade
Boom!
at the high ground guy. Obviously a risky move here because we know enemies are going to be showing up here, but I think I get at least one turn to sort of do my reaction. And in the meantime, that will allow me to get in position for the reply.
That's affirmative.
Although, to be fair, it's not much of
Moving to
a
Overwatch.
placement. Okay, 59 isn't the best for odds.
As you order, Commander.
Okay. I'm willing to take the chance on this one, I think.
I have almost no ammo.
Damn! Alright.
We are known to them.
Don't think it would hurt to put the VIP in a slightly more secure position. And at this point, I think this has kind of forced my hand. Fair enough.
Enemy is still up.
Yeah, so two enemies is a...
Advent troops spotted.
Well,
Sides.
I mean, it's two enemies, but they're two relatively weak ones.
Adjusting sights. They called in backup.
Okay. So I think taking out the boss is the clear option there.
Volk says hello.
And
I
we're
am out of rounds.
gonna have to make some choices for this next bit. High ground would be good. There is a slight
On
risk
my
to
way.
this character, but yeah. So that gives me some important
Hostile
options.
neutralized.
I believe I should be able to... Oh, no. Yeah, so all the Blade Master stuff actually leaves me pretty exposed. Okay. However... it's not so clear to me there's anybody who can immediately affect them.
Good riddance.
Although... Okay, yeah. I was a little worried about the yellow sign. Now, I don't exactly want to leave it at that. In fact, in this case... I don't like the idea of taking out the cover, though.
Rolling. Get ready for a surprise.
I kind of needed a guarantee on that one, so... and then we're back to the old question on this one. More high ground the better, but I don't think I'll be able to make it
Moving to designated coordinates.
here, so...
Scanning.
Obviously we've got a couple of exposed characters, but we should be able to make something out of this.
I can smell the Elder's dogs.
Given the fact that these are 2-3 health enemies...
They're bringing in reinforcements.
Firebrand is in position
Oh,
for the
no.
extraction. Get out of there before things get any worse. We've picked up a lull in their forces. It looks like they're running out of reinforcements. Let's get moving before that changes.
Okay.
10-4.
Okay, so I'm just able to get out of the
I need to reload.
danger zone. 94 is a number I can work with.
For the Reapers.
So all of this movement is basically depends on... Yeah, so I gotta find a way of dealing with that cover. Well, I deal with the cover, or I find another way to contribute. Oh, here's a way I can contribute. Teamwork to Dragonova again.
Keep going.
And then that lets me use the Claymore.
Placing the weapon.
Ah. I didn't appreciate...
Confirmed.
Secure it.
Firebrand
Position
has
for
the VIP. Time to get the rest of the squad out of there before they get overrun by those damn things.
So at this point...
I'm gone.
Oh, actually, I don't think there's any enemies. No, hang on. There should be one more round of reinforcements.
On Overwatch. Advent troop spotted.
Fanatical time!
Enemies down. They're flanking my position.
You have no idea how tempting it is to try and fight this out, but
Rolling out.
everybody can...
I'm going.
Okay, actually, there's going to be one more ballsy move that I'll do.
Enemies down. Will do.
Under
outta
normal
here.
circumstances, I wouldn't do that, but... Lord Gloom, I can't remember, did you want a character made after yourself, or is this your first time stopping by while we're doing XCOM?
In short order.
But yeah, so, I don't know, that one... There's obviously
Returning as
some
ordered.
ropey bits in terms of getting flanked a couple of times, but beyond the boneheaded move of setting up an ambush but forgetting to open the doors, I don't feel that that was a terrible
Packing it in.
approach. Excellent. Okay. Well, if you'd like, I'm happy
All
to put you
XCOM
down on
operatives are secure.
the list. I'm probably going to be
Firebrand
wrapping up
returning
here,
to
so...
base.
Excellent work out there.
So yeah, it'd be nice. The last two missions have definitely been two soldiers wounded, which I want to get.
Collaborator escaped a recovery team today
I want to
during
get better
a
than.
violent assault by XCOM radicals. Civilian casualties were kept at a minimum due to the heroic intervention of Advent peacekeepers. Additional recovery teams have been assigned to pursue the fugitives.
As long as there's even one Reaper left standing, you can bet they're still in the fight. Finger on the trigger.
Not so happy about seeing gravely wounded, but... So, Shadow Strike when concealed, gain 25 bonus aim and critical hit, but again, we're going to use Jane Kelly for blade work more often, so Shadow Step. Actually, Shadow Step saved us last time. I don't get it.
With a mug like that, you might get Advent to surrender after all.
I choose Shadow Step. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay. Despite the best efforts of Advent and their overwhelming number of forces, you and your soldiers were successful in fending off their attack. And excellent work, Commander. Matthias Gerard. We've got plenty of options here. I think I prefer the idea of... See, I'm going to need the extra power at some point, but in this case, I'm going to assign the engineer. I'm going to go a bit wide on this. I definitely want to start working on that power coil, but alright, Jane Kelly has become overly aggressive. Again, it's very hard for me not to pick the Haywire protocol. Advent, hate her.
Think the elders will like this one?
I should also say, Lord Gloom, if you have a particular look or concept you'd like behind the character, my usual deal on this is that people can tell me what they would like, and then anything not specifically assigned is that's open to my interpretation. All right. So I feel I should have at least one
We
more.
can thank Advent for the inspiration.
One more, at least one sort of healing-oriented specialist, so we'll do that. Now, I'll confess, I don't know that much about these negative traits. Do we have any? Okay, we've got at least one.
You saw the same things I did in that facility. So now you should understand why I've kept my people away from their cities all this time. The aliens offered up miracle cures, and they weren't lying. Death does cure all ailments.
Oh, actually, I think it's both. I think we have two characters who are... Right, okay. I'm going to go to command. Oh, I'll definitely be reading these at some point. But what I'm most curious about here is the negative... So it's pretty clear to me in terms of the negative traits what the general idea is. But what I'm curious about is if there's a way to get rid of them. And for some reason they felt that that was not something they needed to explain in in the archives. Okay, well, I definitely want to read some of this stuff for story points, but I'm gonna read up on the negative traits because I now have two of them on the team. So yeah, I mean, again, this in terms of like my ability to do stuff, this was probably my worst session so far. The Black Site mission was a disaster. Like I think the problem with that one was not just that I definitely got surprised by a couple of things, but I think once I opened the door to saving and reloading, I just like did random, maybe not random, but like I definitely did reckless things knowing full well that there was no real consequence for it. And while I think there's some value in doing that at the, for learning purposes, so, when learning Crusader Kings 2, one thing that I was, you don't get the achievements when you play this way, but I definitely made sure that I saved quite a bit, because one of the big things about that game is not just necessarily, learning how the different mechanics work, but I actually also find that there is some value in learning when it's important to do that save, when you're doing a decision that will actually have more long-term consequences, because those aren't necessarily obvious at the time. Whereas this one, again, I'm not entirely sure that I could point to some of the specific... there's a couple of things that I definitely learned in the Black Site mission where I'll probably be able to take that forward, but to be honest, it was really more just sort of grinding through the experience. And in reality, what I probably should have done was just to say, it's like, okay, I got surprised by the weirdness in terms of how the turrets work. That's fine. We'll just take this from the beginning, and knowing that maybe I don't want to be so close to turrets, what are some of the other decisions that I would make in this scenario? And that maybe would have been a little bit more of an honest way of going about that mission. But yeah, I mean, beyond the silliness in terms of the closed doors, this time around it was more, the game got the better of me in terms of a couple of flanks, but in the end I've paid for that in the form of not just the wounds, but also the negative traits. So it'll all balance out. Anyways, it's been quite quiet, especially since the stream went down, so I know I'm ending a little early, but I don't think I have time for another session anyway, so it is the 27th today. I will try and do better for Monday. Again, looking forward to doing more... definitely looking forward to doing more XCOM 2. I'm enjoying this quite a bit, although again, I sort of realized that today maybe wasn't the pinnacle of XCOM play. But I will get better. And I think at this point I would normally host, but there isn't a whole lot on, and I also don't think there's a whole lot of people around, so I'll maybe leave it there. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry I don't have anybody to sort of shout you out to, Lord Gloom. I definitely had some streaming problems before you arrived, but that's how it goes. Have a good night, and we'll see you all on Wednesday. Take care.